Hello Aries, this is your weekly astrological and card forecast for the week starting November 21st, 2016. And a happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there who are celebrating this week. And of course, if you'd like to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. And just to clear up any misconceptions, yes, you will be getting a session with me personally. It's not somebody else. So, what is going on with your astrology this week, Aries? Well, it's all about Jupiter in your 7th house of partnerships. That's your tight, one-on-one committed relationships, your one-on-one best friendships, business partnerships, and all of that stuff getting, again, a real boost from this planet being here. But also, at the same time, in the beginning of the week, it's going to be forming a lovely connection to Mercury, now in your 9th house of higher education, higher spiritual learning, expansion, long-distance travel, multimedia affairs, international business. And when we have these connections going on, this would be a great opportunity for a lot of single Aries people to meet a new love opportunity through one of these avenues, whether it's meeting them through school, if you're in college or in university, maybe you're actually already on the road or traveling abroad, maybe they're the ones traveling abroad, or maybe even through a spiritual venue. This is also a great time for coupled Aries people to blend these passions with our partner's interest. If you're looking to have a bit of a merge or bond over something like that, getting this off the ground will be easy to do. In fact, a lot of you may be finding out that your partner is much more interested in your academics, as well as even in your spiritual practice, than they have been in the past. After that, later on in the week, we've got Jupiter forming a tense square to Pluto, now in your 10th house of career. And even though it's a tense angle, Jupiter's not really making a big fuss out of it, but it is going to be a rather heavy discussion that needs to be happening on the job. And this is all about trying to make things even and make things fair. This is definitely talking a lot more about maybe a conversation that has to happen between you and a team member, or you and a business partner, where things have not been equitable. Whether it's credit, whether it's money, whether it's work delegated, we need to actually iron this out. If you're talking to any authority figures this week, though, this is a good opportunity to strike a win-win, especially if you feel like you deserve more. So what is going on with your cards this week, we may ask ourselves? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of Elf-Struck, which is all about making sure that we are not allowing ourselves to, I guess you could say, become enthralled with anyone or anything. Because this card does talk about the chance, to become a bit, enchanted, the opportunity to become a bit obsessive, or to perhaps see things only in a one-dimensional way. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that we can get seduced, and we can get seduced by things that are not really romantic either. There's a way to get seduced by opportunity, there's a way to get seduced by a job position, or the kind of job another person has, their status. And we're talking about making sure that we're not giving people too much credit, or maybe throwing ourselves under the bus, because again, when we're seduced, sometimes we'll do anything to hold the attention or the proximity with what is seducing us. So be careful not to put ourselves in that position. That's what I would say. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and your finances, we do have the King of Swords upright. So someone is going to be looking out for a lot of you Aries people. You can count on the King of Swords to be somebody who really is trying to find a way for you to exploit some loopholes, but in a good way, or cut corners in a good way, getting rid of anything that is unnecessary. Negotiations, again, that may have to deal with authority figures or hiring managers are going to go extremely well during this period, because the King of Swords is a no BS person. Sometimes what they will do is they will address their own failure to utilize expertise, or utilize your expertise, or maybe even utilize your expertise to better avenues in a job. You may be finding out that you're in the middle of an interview process for one job and you're offered another. You may find out that a boss wants to kind of put you in another designation and change that around. But it is, again, very much like that Jupiter square Pluto. It's an alteration for the better, absolutely. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we do have the Two of Swords upright. And this card can say more of a message about what's going to happen, and it's talking about a need for you to take a stance of neutrality when it comes to handling, maybe an argument or a dispute going on between friends or between relatives, and they are looking for a mediator. But at the same time, I don't know if a mediator is exactly what these people need. Because the Two of Swords can often show up where it's better that we actually just wash our hands of the situation. It might not be something that calls for a mediator, maybe it calls for a time out. And you may think, well, I want to be a good friend, I want to go and, help him and her get back together, or I want to help these two guys, start communicating again, they used to be so close. Well, this is definitely something that they need to be working out on their own. They might both be appealing for you to put your input in, but that's because they don't want to put any more of their own in. So don't let them bypass this very important step. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Queen of Wands inverted. Not exactly an easy fire sign person to deal with this week. The Queen of Wands inverted can show up again as an Aries like yourself, but more than likely it's somebody of the Leo or Sagittarius variety, being a bit more of an older sign, if that makes sense. And with the Queen of Wands inverted, we have a tendency to see somebody who will not be pleased, and this could be somebody in your life that may actually be having you bend over backwards for them, but again, nothing is satisfactory. Well, the truth of the matter is, you're not the solution to their problems, and you may want to actually kind of take a minute to look and see, well, maybe this person is actually brainstorming themselves on you. And that can happen sometimes. Sometimes people don't know what's going to make them happy, all they know is that they're unsatisfied, and so they kind of turn you into an experiment, they turn you into a sounding board, only the sounding board has to perform. This week, I think with the Queen of Wands inverted, it's better to just let her be checked. Let her know, look, you obviously don't know what you want, but I can't waste any more time experimenting on trying to find out a way to make you happy. You need to redirect this frustration to whoever it belongs to, and that might be somebody from a long time ago. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Page of Pentacles upright. This is a really nice card, by the way, to get here because it does talk about a slow progression in relationships, but it's a slow relationship progression that is set in stone. Because usually with the Page of Pentacles, you have people wanting to prove themselves. And we talk about proving ourselves. It's not in a bad way. It's not in a negative way. It's honestly people wanting to put some effort or maybe even some money down to show how much they care. This could be a really, sort of very, very strong gesture of a first date for those of you who are looking for new love, or maybe you're meeting somebody who is going to try and find a way to help you vet them by proving themselves to you. But for those of you who are currently coupled, maybe your partner is going to go out of the way to prove themselves to you as well, because we do need those refreshers every once in a while. It's a very, very strong card, though. Something that will actually, again, slow but set in stone, setting a strong bond. So that is your forecast, Aries. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.